Same old iPhone 6 Plus Touch IC repair. I got myself a new logic board holder. It's made specifically for the 6 Plus, and that's the only model that I got. But basically, it's you can't really see it here, but anyways, this is heat proof, and it fits the logic board perfectly. And we'll see how it goes. I kind of like it so far, actually. Yeah, I mean, I do so many Touch IC repairs that it's great for that. So I'm not even going to use Kapton because Kapton I normally is for the bottom. You know, I tape it mostly for, I guess, the other side of the logic board. I mean, that's what kind of messes up often. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So this one does not have gray bars, and there's been some discussion about. Some discussion about, you know, is it Mason, is it Cumulus, gray bars, no gray bars. I think it's always Mason because I never see any evidence of oxidation under Cumulus, and I've done a lot of these things. So we will try to dispel that theory. No gray bars, all right. I twisted it and bent it, and this one has absolutely no touch at all. All right. My guess is M1, L1 are both completely oxidized. That's why there's zero touch. Maybe I'm wrong. So this LUD word holder is pretty cool too because I can stick the component right here. All right, well, let's look for the oxidation. Oh, see, M2 is gone. M1 is gone, alright? So, my guess is that M1 is probably the culprit for Touch IC disease. And when you see gray bars, I think it's probably M1 is ripped away from the logic board, but not fully torn. So you get the gray bars because it kind of flickers, you know. And one of these days, I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to run a little micro jumper to it and just kind of tap it a little bit, see if I can replicate the gray bars. If I can replicate the gray bars, then right, we know exactly that that is the problem. So, anyways, I run jumpers from M1 and L1 just because I know L1 is affected as well, and I do see oxidation on L1 quite frequently. So I don't ever want this thing coming back to me. So that's why I just do it. All right. Also, that slowdown that I talked about in my last video, it's picked back up. Business is picked back up. Seems as though probably just that Thanksgiving week, everybody's out shopping or something like that. They don't want to lose their phones or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Probably, I imagine Christmas is probably gonna be the same thing. But I got a stack of stuff here, sitting here. And just because I do a lot of Touch IC videos, doesn't mean that I don't get other stuff too. Do get other stuff, but a lot of the other stuff is kind of boring. It's like mini digitizer connector repairs, stuff like that. I try to do videos on stuff that are somewhat interesting, at least. I get some water damage stuff that It's just kind of hard to record, really. I mean, I can probably record the diagnosis of it, but sometimes it's, I'm sitting there for like an hour or something like that. And I don't really want to waste so much time doing. I don't want to waste all the time recording when I'm trying to work and fix this damn thing. I'd rather fix it. This one, I know what I'm getting into, so they're fairly simple. So when you don't see gray bars, I mean that's almost always. I mean M1 is completely gone. That's probably absolutely no gray bars, no touch, right? I really don't think it's cumulus. I just don't think it's ever cumulus. And maybe it is sometimes, but highly doubtful. I mean, I don't know. You can keep on replacing cumulus if you want, but I wouldn't do it. It's gonna cause you more grief. And it's gonna help you. But whatever works, whatever floats your boat. If you want to waste your time, so be it. So I really like this logic board holder. I might have to get a set for the other phones, but I do probably most repairs on the 6 Plus and 6 and the 6, because those are the most diseased phones I've ever seen. Okay. So I'm still in search for a good camera. And I'm pretty close to giving up on it, but I don't really want to give up yet because I really want that quality. But is it worth it? I mean, this is not bad, but I don't think technology, the 4K microscope camera, is there yet. So I'm not willing to spend $4,000 doing it. So this looks kind of like a little bit long for my liking. I might just go with it though. It's not super long, but I just don't want it to bridge with the ground. And I definitely don't want to do this over again, ever. Alright, so that's what I've been doing. So you definitely don't want this to bridge, so you really want to just kind of push this over a little bit, because when it heated, that's why I use lead-free solder on this side, because then it'll just kind of make it just a little bit harder for it to, and see, this is a little bit long. It just kind of concerns me a little bit, because when it melts, it's going to kind of move over a little bit. But anyways, I'm just going to go with it, alright? I think that's fine. Let's clean this up so I can see where the exact pad is. I don't want to make sure that's... Okay, so that looks good. Alright, that's my jumper. And let's reball, because they're gouging us on cost of these stupid chips. No, that's not really the reason. I mean, I'll buy them, but because they are time saver. But they are, you know, I have some on order basically, and it's taking forever. And I ordered some other ones, and they ended up being used ones, reballed, which were shitty. And tried to get a refund on those mothers, and the dude gave me shit on them. I bought, it was like a 50 pack of these Mason chips. So I have 50 here. I used about 2 of them. 2 out of 10. 10, you know, 8 don't work. I mean, they're like chipped. They're bridged. I don't know how this guy could. Anyways, probably, and now you buy them and they're like $3-4 a pop, you know, which is kind of ridiculous, I think. So reball chip works just as good. No problemos. Alright, let me get some fresh Kester. So what I've been doing is just turning my hot air gun to 1 basically, with a temperature of 415 degrees. So this, I feel like that won't disturb the balls as much. So lowest air pressure, and there you go. Once it's all good, is good. And what you want to do is take it off, right? You don't want to take it off too fast. You don't want to take it off too slow, alright? There you go. You see that? It's pretty easy, right? If you take it off, if you wait too long, then it's gonna harden over the stencil. If you do it too early, it's gonna mess up the and then you want to reheat it one more time just to make sure that the balls are even on the pads. Alright, that's it. I may never buy new chips ever again. So I actually lowered the pricing on my Touch IC repair, mainly because I can do it faster and I have less warranty repairs now. So I can offer it for cheaper because it takes me less time to do it, and yeah, at the end of the day, it takes me less time to do it, you know, and I'm pretty comfortable doing it. So all right, so what you want to do is hold it and make sure it kind of tacks down before you can really start heating it. Okay. So this is right about even. Okay, and just kind of. Okay, so that's pretty much tacked down right there. I'm gonna put some more. Not complete. It doesn't have to be completely even. You just have to be even enough. And put some more flux on it, and then now you can just kind of heat it, and it should seat itself. Goes. So I'm going to back off on the heat a little bit. When I say back off, I'm just going to pull the hot air just a little bit further back so that just less the heat is not as intense. Okay. And then you can kind of just go a little closer and kind of nudge it a little bit. All right, that should be good. So before I even clean it, I'm gonna get my multimeter in continuity mode, and I like to check M1. I like to check M1 to ground. So this is ground. It's M1. No beep. Okay, so not short of the ground. And then I also like to check to make sure that this is not short of the ground. And it's not shorted to M1. Or yeah, L1 is not shorted to M1. Okay, not shorted. Okay, so we're good. Pretty confident this is gonna work. Pretty confident the problem was M1 was torn. Alright, ripped away from logic board. No longer work, touch no longer worky because of that. Alright, so let me clean it up and let me switch over to the other. Let me just kind of do this a little bit. You don't really have to clean it up because it's the flux I use is non-conductive, non-corrosive. I was using the Amtech water-soluble flux at one point, and that is corrosive. So I just stopped using that. I mean, it's somewhat corrosive. I'm not sure what that means. I guess there's enough water in it that it could cause a little bit of damage or something. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So let me put this thing back together and we can test it. Alright, let's see. I booted it up already because I. Oh. So this is actually his screen. And this was happening before I got the phone, before I fixed it. And I told him his screen was jacked up. And I've only seen this in really cheap copy screens. So I should probably just use my own screen for now. Yeah, let me just do that. I've seen this once before. And it was really just a really shitty screen. So Alright, let's see. Let me get the passcode real quick. Well, it works. There's a picture on it. I don't want to show the picture of whoever I'm fixing the phone for. So I'll just do this, alright? So there you go. Let's see if looks like Wi-Fi is grayed out. So, like I said, I've had a lot better luck not doing. I've had a lot better luck with the Wi-Fi problem when I use Capton. So I may have to go back to Capton. Alright. So as you can see, the touch works fine, no problems. And it wasn't working before, no gray bars. Okay. When there's no gray bars, I think it's probably M1 that's torn. Or completely oxidized. Alright. So there you go. Just wait a little bit. Hopefully Wi-Fi comes back. I'm gonna go back to Capton now because I hate seeing this Wi-Fi gray out like this. Alright. Alright. So we are good to go.